Hey, friend, welcome back to the Side Hustle Growth Podcast. Thank you for being here. Now, today's topic is one that everyone in the world actually, especially including my side hustle bad gal dem, might struggle with, and that is balance, finding balance between starting, growing, maintaining a side hustle and all of life's other responsibilities. So I thought today I could break it down for you a little bit to help you to find your semblance of balance so that you feel like you can show up in and for your side hustle, the best version of yourself, while still showing up in the other areas of your life, your 9 to 5 and your just life in general, your personal life as well. So today, what I'm actually going to do is kind of break everything down for you and talk a little bit more about why you feel like you need to find balance and why you actually should not be looking for balance. You should not be striving for balance. You should be striving for something else. What do you mean by that, CJ? Well, we hear that word a lot, balance, work-life balance. And is balance really a thing that exists? Let's start off there. I always say, if you've been around, you've been hanging with your girl CJ for a while, you will see that I have a love-hate relationship with the word balance. And I really feel like it's more about alignment or harmony, some other word, that there's a little bit more wiggle room when you are striving for it. So there's your 9 to 5, there's your family, there's your social commitments, everything else. And you are trying to find balance. So first things first. Understand that balance is very, very relative and alignment is key. Alignment is what you should be looking for. Let me get that right off the bat. I will always be talking about alignment. So balance makes you think of like 50-50. Balance makes you think of like, if this is here, then this should be there, and everything should be cohesive. Things should be making sense. There should be some kind of flow. There can absolutely be flow if you are striving for alignment. It's not about trying to find the perfect balance. It's really about making sure everything works, everything fits, everything in your life can coexist. And that's where alignment comes in. When you think of aligned, this is over here, this makes sense over here. And when this makes sense in my life, then I can kind of go across on this side, and the rest of your life kind of starts to make sense because things are aligned. And that's what you really want. You want things to make sense more than to feel balanced. That's just my 2 cents. I feel like we should let go of this word balance and this striving for balance especially in today's society, especially with everything that we're dealing with. I feel like when things start to make sense for you, makes sense for your loved ones, your partner, your parents, your siblings, your kids, whoever, and it all makes sense and everyone can come together and things just fit. That's what we should be working towards. It could mean you setting certain priorities. Certain things make sense now. Certain things can need to take a bit of a back burner. There might be times when you can't focus on your side hustle the way that you'd want to. And it's not necessarily because your 9 to 5 is taking up all of your time. It's just other areas of your life where it might be a little bit more of a priority than your side hustle. But then if you want to find alignment, that's where, you create a system for your side hustle. Or when you can show up in and for your side hustle, again, it comes down to what is a priority, identifying the priorities, understanding what's most important in that moment, for that next week, for that next month. I have to get this thing done. I only have a certain amount of hours in a day. Most of them are at my 9 to 5. And then I have these other things. I only have 2 hours left before I have to go to bed and start the whole day all over again. So if this is what I'm going to focus on, so you can actually really take action to move you forward, then it makes sense you have found alignment. So what is a priority in order to achieve alignment where things can make sense? And that brings me to the second part. Segue. CG loves a segue. identifying your priorities. Let's dig into how you can start aligning a side hustle with other priorities in your life, other areas of your life. The first thing is to know what matters most. Obviously, CJ, like that's what priorities mean. Yes. But really start by asking yourself what matters most. Is it financial security? Is it spending quality time with your loved ones? Is it personal growth? Whatever it is, make a list. Like really simplify it. Write things down or pull out your phone and make a list of the things you believe are priority and then rank them. And this will help you to see where your side hustle, again, here's the word, fits into the bigger picture. What matters most? What is most important to me at this point in my life so that I can feel like everything makes sense? The next thing you need to do is really make peace with your sacrifices. There's a hard truth. You can't do it all. You might be trying to do it all. You might have actually even dropped the ball on certain things because you're like, I can't do it all. So you're kind of in this limbo of trying to do it all, realizing you can't do it all. And you just have to make peace with your sacrifices. You can't do everything. You shouldn't be trying to do everything. Let's keep it real. You are only one person. There's only so much you can do. I hope you do have the right kinds of support around you to really get things done. But if you're putting aside time to grow your side hustle, something else might need to take a backseat. If there's something happening at work, there's a big project at work that's going to take up your life and your extra time, they're going to expect you to do overtime, whatever it is, for the next 2 weeks until this project is done. Maybe a side hustle had to take a backseat. Or maybe you'd have your side hustle set up in such a way that even when you're not as hands-on, it's still running to a certain degree. So, because a lot of things we have to remember, it's temporary. So don't be too hard on yourself if you can't get around to something. You are only one person. Navigate the guilt. There's no reason to feel guilty when you are doing your absolute best. It doesn't mean that you're failing. It just means that you're prioritizing. So make peace with those sacrifices. And also be flexible. Be adaptable. Your priorities will absolutely shift. Life will keep lifing all over you, and that is okay. What's most important is regularly checking in with yourself to see if your current alignment still makes sense. Don't be afraid to adjust as needed. Don't be afraid to pivot. Don't be afraid to adapt. But checking in with yourself to see, again, what makes sense is what's most important. And now here are some practical tips for aligning your side hustle and your life. Okay, so we've talked about identifying your priorities. We've talked about, how balance should be about alignment. So let's get into some practical ways to make sure your side hustle aligns with the rest of your life. One of the things most important really is your time and time blocking. You want to be in control of your time. That's what you're striving towards once this side hustle takes off and you're generating consistent income. Time is always, always going to be a challenge. So be realistic with your time and time block. One of the best ways to manage your time effectively is time blocking, setting aside a specific amount of time to work on a specific task in your side hustle. It could be by day, it could be by week, it could be by month. Maybe it just works out that Tuesdays at 5 p.m., you always have an extra hour, or it's Saturdays, whatever it is. But when you know you can block a certain amount of time, and it's not like a whole chunk of a day, it's not having 6 hours, even if it's 1 hour, make it the most productive hour ever. And again, unexpected things can come up. So you will time block. You will think you have everything figured out. You have everything set, laid out for you. All you got to do is sit down and get to work, and something can come up. So, managing expectations is also important. The next thing you need to do is set boundaries. Boundaries within yourself as well as those around you. So, when you're juggling a side hustle with a 9 to 5, it's easy for the lines to blur. So, set clear boundaries when you're working on a side hustle, my friend. Let people know when you're off the clock. Say yes to your side hustle the same way that you say yes to your 9 to 5. So that means at some point, you're gonna have to say no to your 9 to 5. If you are realizing things are very lopsided and you definitely don't have balance on your scale, if you're still trying to strive for balance, it could mean shutting off your phone or putting it on D&D for that hour. Just making sure people know I'm not available. Just give me an hour. That's all I'm asking for. Or half an hour, 45 minutes to block off time to focus on the one thing. That could be during the week. Again, it could be during the week. It could be in the weekends. But just start off in smaller increments so you feel like you are in control of your time, so you can see the light at the end of the tunnel and say, okay, you know what? I put aside an hour to work on this one thing and I was able to complete it to the best of my ability, because remember, you are doing your very best. And always, always, always check in with yourself again. Don't push yourself more than you need to. Do not, please. And that brings me to the next thing, self-care. Shocker, CJ is bringing up self-care. I will always bring up self-care because self-care, my good friend, is non-negotiable. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Life, when I work with my clients, there are actually 12 areas of your life. I've broken it down even more than what is known traditionally, the 8 areas. I've broken it down into 12 areas of your life. And self-care is the first one. Business is the last one. Business is area number 12. And everything in between. You have to, again, figure out what makes the most sense for you. If you want to find out more about the 12 areas, by all means, reach out to your girl CJ, and we can talk more about that, of course, at any time during a 15-minute vibe check. So you got to schedule that me time, sis. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear any excuses. You schedule that me time, whatever me time looks like for you. It could just be sitting on your couch, watching Netflix or reading a book or cuddling with your significant other or your pet. Get a massage, you going shopping, whatever it is, removing yourself from the situation that could be an actual stressor, and making some time for yourself. It should be, it must be non-negotiable. I don't want to hear any excuses. I don't want to, if you're coming to me with an excuse, I don't, CJ, no, I don't want to hear it. Non-negotiable. Nope. Don't even try with me. Non-negotiable self-care. So when you're time blocking, you're also blocking off taking a break. Take those breaks. Walk away. Get that fresh air. Get that sunlight. Get that vitamin D. Just stepping out in the sun. I work from home, and I will make it a point to just step outside and stand in the sun and just soak it all in. And just appreciate life. Stand barefoot in my backyard for 3 minutes and just take it all in and decompress. Self-care, whatever that looks like for you, please make it absolutely, positively non-negotiable. Okay, I am moving on to the next thing. One of the best ways to keep your alignment in check is by surrounding yourself with a supportive community. The right people around you will absolutely help to keep you in check and check up on you. Community, community, community. Where would I be without my community? Which is why I created the Side Hustle Her Club. It's a community of women. Oh, the conversations that happen in there are beautiful. The members just showing up and just sharing and being vulnerable and celebrating each other and brainstorming and providing feedback and insight. It's all happening because they're like-minded women side hustle women who want to have thriving side hustles, and they need the support, they need the community, and I have created it. So check out the link in the description. Reach out to me for a 15-minute vibe check, or just check out Side Hustle Her, HER, sidehustleherclub.com, and let me know if that is something you feel like is, wait for it, aligned for you and where you are in your life. If you know that you need to be held accountable, you know that you need some more clarity, you need some support, you need some feedback, some brainstorming, you need to be able to start your side hustle and just stay consistent. And right now you're grappling, you're struggling to find some semblance of something that makes sense. If you're struggling, you cannot find an alignment, please, 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 please reach out to your girl CJ. So basically what I'm saying is balance is relative. I always say that. It's about alignment. It's about what makes sense, what fits into your life, what you want right now, what's a priority, what can you take action on, how much time do you have to put aside for that action item, that task. Are you taking your breaks? Are you taking care of yourself? Are you setting your boundaries and making sure you are being supported along the way? Balance. Let's forget about that word. I know that's the title of the episode, but really and truly, does balance even exist? Can you say balance exists in your life? Message me and let me know. DM me on Instagram at Kristen and James and let me know if, hey, CJ, my life is balanced. Oh, I have found balance in my life. If that is you, please, I would love to hear from you. But if you are looking for alignment, I hope this episode serves as a reminder. It's just the simple things, the little things that add up to get you to closer and closer to that finish line, just as long as you know you don't have to do it all yourself. There are people, I am people. CJ is your people, here to support you on your side hustle journey. I am wishing you the absolute very best as you continue on, my girl. I am cheering you on. I am rooting for you. You can and will do this in your own time. Be okay with that. Thanks for being here today, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day and the rest of your week, and I will see you at the next episode. Bye.